It's time now to continue our series on profiles on the 2016 Washington Mandela Fellows. For most of the world, energy and light is given. Africa, however, remains conspicuously dark. YALI fellow Adele Boadzo, a South African native and electrical engineer, plans to change that. As the founder of the energy non-profit Hope Rises Solar, she is driven by her grandmother's memory in the quest to bring solar electricity to Africa. Adele spent her summer at the University of California Davis Energy Institute and is now ready to light up her homeland.
So for me, access to electricity is a basic right, and everyone on the planet and on this continent should have this. The number is 600 million people that is without any access. There's no lamp, nothing at all that's electricity related. My name is Adele Boadzo. I'm a Mandela Washington Fellow at UC Davis's Energy Institute. So my paternal grandmother lived in rural Ghana. She was a community leader in her village. She was a strong woman. She was a real pillar. So one day she was cooking and she was using a gas stove. So she switched it on, walked away and came back and lit a match. She burnt and she died in hospital a few days later. Women like her were really leaders, really inspired me to just focus on empowering women in rural areas, women like my grandmother who had so much potential to do so many things, and women who I grew up around. And so that inspired me to start Hope Rises Solar. So the Mandela Washington Fellowship so far has had a profound effect on me in the sense of I don't feel like I'm alone in this battle, in this struggle to bring light to the continent. There are 24 other fellows here who have the same vision. The vision is to see our continent develop, to see our continent grow, and that really fuels me. And when I go back, I can talk about all the other leaders on the continent who are doing similar work. The experience at UC Davis Solar Farm was a wonderful experience. As someone developing solar projects in South Africa, I can really picture that. So when I think of Africa's solar resource, it's just amazing to think of what we could do if we had all the right systems in place. On the continent, we have enough solar irradiation on one day from Africa that could be used to power the world for a year. So we visited the Plant Sciences and Environmental Center for UC Davis at Lake Tahoe. It's been really important to learn how UC Davis has used their resources to document the entire life cycle of Lake Tahoe in terms of all the changes it has gone through in the environment and the species, and it really drives the importance of doing the same thing back with the resources we have in South Africa. In Lake Tahoe, the group went to a group of trees where we measured the carbon sequestration. So I was using a device in between the trees that can be used to measure the altitude and the slope. So carbon sequestration is very important in the South African context, especially because 85% of our electricity is generated from fossil fuels, which means we're the top 20 emitters in terms of carbon emissions. So this is one area we need to target in our country. Think of the beauty of this experience and the rich relationships I've built, and I'm so excited to go back to South Africa and really make a difference and use everything I've learned to make a difference. So I'm going to keep climbing this mountain and keep fighting this battle for access to energy for Africans all across the continent. I do believe I have the ability to change the world, because I think changing the world starts one small step at a time.